Hello champs. First of all, thank you so much for watching all the video of my core Java playlist and welcome back to all of my channel. Now in this video I am talking about the remaining portion of a core Java playlist topics. That is what? That is access modifier in Java. What is the meaning of access modifier and what are the types of access modifier? How we are able to use access modifier in our program? Okay, so all information theory point of view is already covered in part 1 video. If you are not watching that video, so please go and watch that video. After that you have to watch this video. So in this video I am trying to cover with the help of example how we are able to implement that, how we are able to use access modifier with the help of example. All information about practically are covered in this video. So if you have any doubt till now after watching the part 1 video of access modifier, I am damn sure after watching this video your all types of doubt are clear. Understand? So you have to watch this video very well and thank you so much. Let's start the video. Hello. So now I just want to start the video. So first of all, you have to understand what are the topics that I want to cover in this video. So first topic is what is the types of access modifier. I just want to revise. Second point of the video is use of access modifier on the member of a class. The third point of the video is that is last point, that is use of access modifier for a class, especially for outer class. What are the types of access modifier we are able to use? Understand? So these 3 points that I want to cover in this video. So now let's start first point, that is the types of access modifier. So if I want tell you what is the types of access modifier, so first types is private access modifier. Second is default access modifier. What is the meaning of default access modifier? Default access modifier means if you are not writing any access modifier during creation of a method or a variable or a class, that variable, that member of a method or a member of a class become the default case. Means when we are not using any types of access modifier at that moment of time, that particular member become the default case. So this second type of access modifier is default access modifier. Third type of access modifier is protected access modifier, and last one is public access modifier. So first I just want to discuss first type of access modifier, that is private access modifier. For that I am just open my command prompt for running the code, and then I am just open my notepad. I am not using the VS code in this video for some reason. You have to understand what is the reason. So now let's start the first point, that is private access modifier. Now before talking without talking about the example of access modifier, first we have to revise quick revision of what is the use of private access modifier. When we are using private access modifier for a member of a class, at that moment of time, that member we are not able to access of that member which is declared as a private outside the class. What I'm saying, we are not able to use the private member of a class outside the class. We are only able to use the private member of a class in which they are declared. So let's start the example so you are able to understand which is right or not. So I am just creating a simple file that is known as a example.java, in which I am just want to create a class, that is example class. So let's first I just want to create a class that is known as a class A, in which contain a method, not a method which is a constructor. Okay, no, I just want to give you some understandable thing. Means I just want to create a string member instance variable name. Okay, that is private. I just want to create a simple name that is known as a instance variable, and this instance variable is declared as a private. Means this particular name access this name variable, we are not able to use this particular name variable outside the particular class A. So for that I am just open. Now I just want to create a method public void show data. Understand? And this, and then I just want to write some line of code. Name is then this I want to print name. Okay, so I'm not doing anything great here. I'm just creating a simple class A which contain two things. First one is private instance member variable, that is name as a, that is name. Okay, that is string, which is private access modifier I want to use. And then I just using a method which is public method. So by using this method we are able to print the value of this particular instance variable. So in example class I just want to create a public static void main. Actually I love the formatting of a document, so it is very understandable. Okay, so for using the calling the particular object of class A, I just want to create an object of class A. Now after creating the object I just want to call, first of all I just want to put the value of in the name variable. Let's assume not in my name, coding from Mumbai. Okay, after putting the value I just want to call the method that is show data. Okay, so you are able to see I'm not using anything great here. I'm just creating a simple class A which contain a private instance variable, then creating a simple public method which is able to print the value of a private instance member variable. And in example class I am using a main method. In main method I am creating the object of a class A, then putting the value in this particular instance variable. After putting the value, that is known as a coding from Mumbai, and then I just want to print the value which by using the show data method. Okay, so just save the program and come on the VS Code. Cannot VS Code, come on the command from running the program. So I just want to compile the file example.java. If you want to increase the size, so you are able to understand what is the error provided by the compiler at a compile time. Error is name has a private access in A, obj.name is equal to coding from Mumbai. In this particular line error is occurred. You are able to see in this particular line where I want to access the private member of a class A outside the class. What I'm saying, outside the private member my requirement is to put the value into the particular name variable, but this name variable is created as a private, so we are not able to use this particular name variable outside the class. So we are not able to use this variable outside the class A because class A is a different class and example is a different class. So we are only able to access the private member of a class within the same class in which they are declared. Means in particular class A we are able to use name variable, but outside the class, outside this particular class A we are not able to use name variable. Why? Because name variable is a private access modifier during creation of that particular variable. So private member can only we are able to access within a same class in which they are declared. Understand? So this is why this is error provided by the compiler. Name has a private access. So private access member we are not able to use outside the class. Okay. If I just want to write here, if I am not writing any keyword, any type of access modifier, then this name variable become the default case. Understand? At that moment of time when we are writing the not any type of access modifier, then by default they become the second type of access modifier, that is default way. Okay, at that time if I want to run again this program, so there is no error. Okay, you are able to see when I compile this particular program in which I'm not creating any private app member, then this program is successfully compiled. If I want to run, then we are able to run this program. So name is coding from Mumbai, it is very right output. But if I creating this particular member as a private, so we are not able to access this particular member outside the class. So main property or main points of this access modifier, first one, that is private access modifier. We are not able to access the private member of a class outside the class, only in which we are only able to use private member of a class within the same class in which they are declared. Understand? Means we are able to use this particular name variable within the same class in which you are able to see. In show data method we are using this particular member variable. Okay, because why? Because this is a property of a private member. We are only able to use private member of a class within the same class. Outside the class we are not able to access. If I want to take another example of private access modifier, so you are able to understand very well. Okay, so I just want to remove all these things. Now I'm creating a simple class like my class, not my class, but for example college, or let's assume a student is a class. Okay, which contains some public student. I just want to create a constructor which takes some. First we have to, I just want to create some instance member variable, string name, string section of a student. Okay, and by using this constructor I just want to take the string section, then name is equal to n, and then section is equal to s. Understand? Now I just want to create a public void display. I just want to write here system dot out dot println name is name. Then again I just want to write in same line, so for that I have to change the line, and then section is I have to remove this particular plus sign because there is no requirement of writing plus sign. Okay, section is section. Okay, so I'm just creating a simple student class which contain a two member variable, that is name and section, which is default type. Means we are not using any type of access modifier, so by default they are become a default case. And then I'm using a public student that is named as a constructor, which is take the argument and put into the this member variable. And by using this particular display method we want to print the value of this two variable. Okay, so there is no member of a class is declared as a private. So first I just want to give the example without writing the private keyword, then I'm using private keyword, so you see the difference between both of them. So I just create an object of student class, s1 is equal to new student, and during creation of an object in constructor we have to pass the name of our student like Aman, section is like a section. Okay, so after creating it object I just want to call the display method. Okay, I'm not doing anything great here. I'm just creating student class which contain two member variable, which is the access modifier of these two variable is default access modifier. Then I want to create a constructor which by using this constructor I just want to put the value of this particular two member variable. And by using a public method which is name as a display, by using display method we are able to print the value of these two variable. So in example class I just want to create the object of student class and putting the value of both the variable, and then calling the display method for printing the message, for printing the value of these two variable name and section. So for that I'm just come on the our compiler and writing the, I just want to compile the program example.java. So this file is successfully compiled without any error, because in this particular student class I am not creating any private access modifier member. Means in particular student class there is a no private member present, so we are easily we are able to use all members outside the class. Okay, if I want to run the program example, so successfully you are able to see name is Amman and section is A. So successfully output is coming because I'm not using private member of a private keyword of during creation of any member of a student class. Now let's see what happened when I using the private member with the in the method. Understand what I'm saying? Now all these things are completely same. I'm not creating any differences. I'm just creating this particular display method as a private. After creating private, what is the output of the program? Let's see. I just want to compile the program again and read the particular error message. Display has a private access in student. So we are not able to call the student display method outside the class. We are not able to use the display method outside the class. Because what is the reason why we are not able to use display method outside the class? Because display method is a private member. Okay. So private access modifier is if we are creating any member of a class as a private, so we are not able to access this particular private member outside the class. So this is a property of first type of access modifier, this name as a private access modifier. So you have to understand what is the reason this private access modifier is more secure, more restriction, because the restriction is we are not able to use any private member of a class outside the class. In the same class only we are able to use access modifier. So this is all information about access modifier. I think your concept about access modifier are clear. I am going very deep of the first type of access modifier, that is private access modifier. So let's go to the second point of the video, which is what, let's understand which is what. So for that I'm just open it now. Second, first of all I just want to write all types. So now let's start the second point or the second type of access modifier, that is default access modifier. Understand? So for clearing the concept of default access modifier with the help of example, first I just want to quick revise the concept of access modifier. What is the scope of this particular type of access modifier? So for that I am just open our command prompt and the notepad. So first of all we have to understand how we are able to declare the access modifier, means default access modifier. When we are not writing any type of keyword, means private, protected or public, at that time by default the member become the default member. Understand? Means when we are not using any type of access modifier, means private, protected or a public, at that moment of time that member become the fourth type of access modifier or fourth type of member, that is default member. Understand? So this is a way of declaring the default member of a particular class. Now let's talk about the what is the scope of default member of a class. When I talking about the scope of default member, so first we have to understand, which I already covered, that is private access modifier. So we are able to use the private member of a class within the same class in which they are declared. Outside the class we are not able to use. But when I'm talking about the second case, that is default access modifier, so default access modifier is less restricted modifier. Okay. So the scope of this particular default access modifier is we are able to use the default member of a class outside the class as well as within the same package. What is the meaning of package? When I'm talking about the meaning of package, so let's assume in a simple language, package is looks like a folder. But when I'm talking about the programming way, so we have to say what? We have to say package. So within the same package, we are able to use the default member of a class. Understand? This is why default case or a second type of access modifier is less restricted as compared to the private access modifier. Because private member, we are only able to access within the same class. Outside the class we are not able to use. But when I'm talking about the default member, so we are able to use default member within the same program, within outside the class, as well as within the same package we are able to understand. So first of all we have to take the example of this so you are able to understand. So okay, so I just want to write the scope of this particular, not here, I just want to write the scope on our notepad. Okay, so here I just want to write scope. So first scope is within a, or like this, outside the class. Second scope is within the same package. Understand? So first I just want to take the first one, that is with outside the class. For that I just comes on our command prompt and notepad, and then I just want to save this particular program as a file, as a not example, like let's assume like name of yt.java. Okay, so I just creating a public class yt, and here what is this? I just want to take it. I don't know what is this. Why? Okay, so which contain what? Public main method, public static void main, string args, and all these things. Now first of all, for understanding the concept of default access modifier, how we are able to use the default member with outside the class. So I just creating a class mca. It's class name, not take as a any type of different way. Understand? So I just want to create a mca, not mca, or let's assume calculator. Understand? Which is contain a member variable int a comma b. Okay, and then I just want to create a constructor calculator, and here I want to take the member like int a, int b. This dot a is equal to b. I think your concept about this keyword and super keyword is clear, because if you're not watching the video of this and super keyword, so please go and watch. This is very important. So this dot b is equal to b. So by using this particular constructor, we are able to put the value of argument into the instance member variable, and then I want to create a method that is known name as a add or addition method. Okay, which print the addition of these two member. Understand? Means system dot out dot println sum is a plus b. Okay, so I'm just creating a simple class a, class calculator, which contain two member variable. These two member variable, when I'm declaring this particular member variable, so I'm not using any type of access modifier. We are able to use private here. Understand? We are able to use protected here, or we are able to use here public. Understand? When I'm not using any all these three among these three, so and in this case this particular instance member variable become the what? This particular instance member variable become the default member of a class. Understand? When we are not using any type of access modifier, at that time this particular member become the default member. Understand? So we are able to, without, if I want to comment this particular constructor, or I want to copy and delete. Okay, at that time you are able to see I just creating this particular int a int b as an instance member variable, which is a default member of a class, and this particular addition method is a public method. By using this method, we are able to print the summation of these two member or numbers. Okay, so for that I am just creating the object of calculator class. C1 is equal to new and calculate, and then I have to pass the not pass, because I'm not using the constructor. So I have to write C1 dot a is equal to 45, then C2 dot b is equal to 23. If I want to call the not, I have to write C1 not C2. Okay, C1 dot a then C1 dot b, then I have to call C1 dot addition method for printing the summation of these two numbers. So we are able to use this particular two member of a instance member of a class outside the particular calculator class. Why? Because these member are the default member. So first concept, first point that is I want to discuss, that is what, how we are able to use the default member of a class outside the class. So this is example of that. Understand? This is example of this particular point. How we are able to use the default member of a class outside the calculator class. So here I am just using this particular two member variable with the help of object. Okay, so let's save the program, and I just want to run this particular uit.java file. Compiler. Now you are able to see successfully this file is compiled because there is no error. So we are able to access the default member of a class outside the class. Now I just want to compile, run the program. So sum is 68, which is completely correct. Understand? So let's understand the example of a default member. This is the example of default member in terms of variable. Now I just want to tell you how we're able to use the default member in terms of method. Now you are able to see this calculator class contain two members. First member is instance member variable. Second members is addition member. So addition and second, these two member are the default member. Because why default member? Because I am not using any type of access modifier during creation of these two member. I am not using public access modifier. I am not using the protected or a private. So by default, they become the default member of a calculator class. So if I just want to, again, I just want to run the program, and now I want to change the value 15 and here like 20, and I just want to compile the particular file first. So successfully file is compiled, means we are able to use the default member of a class outside the class. Understand? I just want to run the file. So sum is 35, which is right, means we are able to use the default member of a class outside the class. If these particular members are created as a private, so we are not able to use this member outside the class. We are only able to use private member within the same class in which they are declared. But when I'm talking about the second case, that is default member, default access modifier, so default member of a calculator class we are able to use outside the particular calculator class. In YT class we are using the member of a calculator class. Understand? So this is the example of first case, the first use of default access modifier. Now let's talk about the second case, that is, guess what, that is the how we're able to access the default member of a class out within the same package. Let's see the example of how we're able to use the default member of a class within a same package. So I just want to click here right, and now I am just want to come into our folder file and removing all this file. Okay, so I just want to create a simple file or a simple text file. Okay, and this is our compiler. Now here I just want to first save file named as a file1.java. okay, and this file1.java I just want to put into a package 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 pack1, means I want to create a file1 is a class which are created into the pack1 package. Understand? And I just want to come into our folder again. I want to create another file2.java okay, which is created into the second package pack2. Understand? I'm here, if you are able to see, I am creating two file1.java and file2.java. File1.java present into the pack1 package, and file2.java present into the pack2 package. So let's write the code in both of them. So in file1 package, I just want to create a class, public class, like first. Okay, and this class contain like this class, not a first class, name as a calculator, same example. Okay, calculator. And now I just want to private int a, not private, I just want to take the same example in terms of how we are able to access the default member of a class outside the, we are able to use the default member of a class outside the class or outside the package or not. So I just want to take the same example, means I am creating a int a and int b as a default member of a class, instance member variable of a class, and then I just want to create a void addition is a method which is printing the message of summation. So system dot out dot println sum is a plus b. Understand? So I'm not doing anything great here. I'm just creating simple calculator class which contain two member, same example, instance member variable and the instance member method. Both members are the default member because we are not using any type of member access modifier keyword during creation of these two members. Understand? So this file one where present, this file one present into the pack1 package. Now I just want to come into the file2. Okay, for using the pack1 class, that is calculator class, we have to import that particular class. So I have to write import, then package name pack1 dot, then file name calculator or a class name calculator. So I just want to access the member of this particular calculator class which is present into the another package that is named as a pack1. So pack1 contain a file1.java and pack2 contain the file2.java. So file1.java, which is named as a calculator, no, I have to write here file1.java because name of the class and the name of a file is very right, because name of a file is file1, so name of a class is also the file1. Understand? So file1 class contain the member a and b and the addition method which is the default member, and file2.java is present into the pack2 package. So for using the file1 class, I have to import that particular file1 class by writing the import keyword, then package name, then file name which I want, or a class name. Understand? So I just want to create another class here, public class file2, which contain the main method public static void main string args. Now here I just want to create the object of file1, bj is equal to new file1. Here I just want to write obj dot a is equal to 5, then obj dot b is equal to 6, then obj dot addition. Understand? I am just creating the object of a file1 class and then putting the value of a default member of a class, that is a, b, and into a variable I just want to put the value 5, in b variable I just want to put the value 6, and then I just want to call the addition method for printing the summation of these two numbers. Okay, we know that a, b and addition, these three member is the default member of a class. So definition says we are not able to use the default member of a class outside the class. Understand? Outside the package means this pack1 contain the file1.java, this pack2 or a package2 contain the file2.java. So in this example, I just want to access the default member of a particular class outside the package. Understand? So let's see the output. We are able to do that or not. So for that, I just want to compile the first file1.java, which is present where, which is present into the pack1.java. So I just want to write java c -d space then dot for telling the java that is in the same directory, and then I just want to write here file1.java. So this file1.java is successfully compiled. If I want to open this our package, so you are able to see here file1.java file and then file2.java file present into the same package, but pack1 folder or a package which contain the file1.class file. Understand? Now I just want to compile the second file java c -d space dot then file2 dot java. If I want to compile this particular file2 dot java which is present into another package, so let's see what is the output of the command. So there is an error which is provided by the compiler. Read the message: a is not a public in file1, cannot be accessed from outside package. Then b is not a public file in file1, cannot be accessed from outside the package. Then addition is not a public in file1, cannot be accessed from outside the package. So you have to understand, we are not able to access the default member of a class outside the package. In this particular example, if I open this particular, so you are able to see file pack2 is not created. Why? Because file2 is not successfully compiled. Understand? This is why pack2 is not created, and this particular error tells us that we are not able to use the file1 members which is as a default member, the member of a file1 which is default outside the particular package, because file1 present into the pack1 package and file2.java present into the pack2 package. Understand? So in this example, by using the file2.java, we are able to we want to access the default member of a pack1 package class, so we are not able to access. So this is the second case of a second use of a second use or a second restriction of a default member. You have to understand, we are not able to access the default member of a class outside the package. Within the same package we are able to use, but outside the same package, outside the package, we are not able to access a default member of a class. So this is the proof of this particular definition. Understand? We are not able to use the default member of a particular class outside the package. Understand? So this is example of that. Now I just want to take the second case, that is how we are able to access default member of a class within the same package. For example, if I'm writing here pack1, let's see what happened here. You are able to see this particular file1.java. Okay, this particular class file1 present into the pack1 package. Understand? And this particular file2.java, file2, which is present where, which is present into the pack1 package, means file1. Now in this example, file1.java as well as file2.java, both the classes present into the same package which is pack1. So this is why I am writing here package pack1, and then I am writing here package pack1. So both file1 and file2 present into the same package pack1, and so if they are present into the same package, so there is no requirement of importing the class. Understand? So I am just deleting the importing keyword syntax. So now you are able to see, question is, am I able to access the default member of a file1.java within the same package? We know that file1.java contain the default member of a class. So file2.java also present into the pack1 package. So I just want to access the default member of a class which is present into the same pack1 package. So now again I just want to compile the program file2.java. Before compiling the file1, I just want to compile the file1.java. So you are able to see file1.java is successfully compiled. Now I just want to compile the file2.java. So file2.java is also successfully compiled. When I'm trying to say to you how we are able to access this, I just want to open this. Now you are able to see here file1.java and file2.java is successfully compiled. Why the error is not occurred? Because we know that file1.java as well as file2.java, both the classes present into the same package, which is pack1. This is why error is not, because we are able to access the default member of a particular class outside the same package. Understand? If I want to run the file2.java, so I have to write pack1 dot package name, then file, now file1. Okay, so there is a error. What is error? Pack1 dot, no, I have to write, I just want to java c hyphen, not, I have to write java, then pack1 dot file2. I have to run the file2 because file2 contain the main method. So sum is 11, which is completely right. If I want to take it right, so you are able to understand how these things are working. File1 contain the default member and which is present into the pack1 package. File2 also present into the pack1 package. In file2, I just want to access the member of a default member of a file1.java. Means file1.java as well as file2.java both present into the same package. I just want to access the member of a default member of particular class outside the class or within the same package. So we are able to access that. I'm just passing 5 and 6 and summation here is 11, which is completely right. So this is the second case or the second example of a second case of using the default access modifier. So these two things are completely concept are clear. I think your now I just want to take the third case, that is named as the protected. What is the use of protected access modifier? So now let's go for third. Now let's talk about the third point of the video, that is protected access modifier. What is the use of protected access modifier and how we are able to use that? Understand? So for that I'm just open the notepad and our command prompt. Now for understanding the third type of access modifier, so for that I'm not using the same example here again and again. I just want to come into our package, into Java plot practice, and here I just want to remove all this file that I created earlier. Now I'm just creating a simple class, simple text file. Okay, now open it, and I just want to close these two, file1 and file2, which is already deleted. Okay, now let's talk about that. So here I am open again this command prompt, so it is very useful for us to understand this. Okay, so I'm just opening command prompt again for taking a clear screen. Now here first of all I just want to create a simple, before talking about the file or creating the file, first of all I have to write here protected access modifiers. So first we have to understand definition wise for quick revision, what is the meaning of protected access modifier, what is the scope of the member of a class which is created as a protected. Understand? So when we're talking about the protected access modifier, so the protected member of a class, we can access the protected member of a class within the same package in which they are declared. Understand? If I want to revise the private access modifier, so in private access modifier, we are only able to use the private member of a class within the same class in which they are declared. But when I'm talking about the second type of access modifier, that is default case. So default member of a class we can access outside the class as well as within the same package. We are able to use that. So default access modifier is less restricted as compared to the private access modifier. Same here, protected access modifier is less restricted as compared to the default access modifier. Means we cannot able to access the default member of a class. Again I want to repeat, we cannot access the default member of a class outside the package. Within the same package we can able to access the default member of a class. But when I talking about the protected access modifier, the protected member of a class, we can able to access within the same package as well as outside the package. Understand? Means not only within the same package we can access the protected member of a class, outside the package also we can able to access. But there are some restriction when I'm talking about the access the protected member of a class outside the package. Understand? Means there are two use of protected access modifier. First use is within same package. Okay. Second use is outside the package. Outside the package. Okay, but there is when I talking about the second type, means accessing the protected member of a class outside the package. So there is a restriction, that is what we have to create child class of that particular class. Particular what I'm writing, bro? Particular class. Again, this spelling is mistaking. Particular, let's assume whatever, of that particular class. Understand? Means when I talking about the outside the package, when I talking about the how we are able to access the protected member of a class outside the package, so there is some restriction for accessing the protected member of a class outside the package of a particular class. We have to create the child class of that particular class. Understand? We have to create the child class of that particular class. So you are able to understand what is the reason how we are able to access both of them. So first of all, I just want to copy paste these two terms here from this point to, I just open out OneNote and I just comes here and here writing first point. No, I'm not going to copy paste. I just want to write here first. The first use of protected access modifier is within a same package we can access, and second use is outside the package. Outside the package by creating child class. Understand? So you have to understand, I'm writing here 2 points for using the protected member of a class. The first point is within the same package we can access the protected member of a class. When I'm talking about outside the package, so we can able to access the protected member of a class outside the package, but restriction is we have to create the child class of that particular class. Only that moment of time we can able to access the protected member of a class. So first I just want to talk about the first point of the use of protected member of a class. That is what? That is within a same package how we can able to access the protected member of a class. So for that I'm just open our OneNote point here and notepad and command prompt. So I just want to removing these 2 points from this place, and okay, want to create a I want to save this file as a first okay. Again I want to create another file and just save this file as a second.java, and then okay, only two files I'm just creating here, first.java and second.java. So if I open my manager, so you are able to see first.java, first file dot class java file, and second.java file is present here. So I'm open the notepad here. Now first use of the protected access modifier is within the same package we can access the protected member of a class. So for that I'm just creating a class package here in first package pack1. Okay, then public class first, and here a second the second file, the second.java is also present within the same package, that is named as a package, that is named as a pack1. Okay, because first.java is also present into pack1 and second.java is also present into pack1. So again I just want to create here class public class second. Understand? And this class contain the public static void main. Void main means I am creating some line of code in the first.java file, and we want to access the protected member of first class of this particular class within the same package from second.java file, second class. Understand? So I just comes into your first into this class, or which is named as the first.java. So in first.java, I just want to create a simple program. Let's assume I am creating a protected. This is a access modifier is protected, and then string. Let's assume college name. Understand? And I just want to write here protected, not a protected, but like simple protected or protected member. Protected member method I just want to create. Protected void set name. Only getter setter I just want to create two method. First method is set method, so we can access the, we can put the value into this particular college name string, which is protected member, as well as I'm not going to create this particular set method. I'm just simple creating the get method. Because why get method? Because we're not talking about protected member of a first class, so we can able to use this particular college name variable outside the package or within the same package. Why? Because the access modifier is of this particular variable is protected. Okay, so I'm not using the getter method, I'm just using setter method. I'm not using the setter method, I'm just using the getter method for printing the value of this particular variable. So for that I'm just writing system.out.println here, println, and right here like name of college is, then variable name college name. Okay, so I'm just doing the simple thing and not going to do anything great here. The first.java, a class file that present into the package one, the name is the pack1, and this class contain the two protected member. First member is member variable, which is named as a protected instance variable, that is a string, name as a college name, and by using this variable we can access this particular variable outside the package and inside the package. Why? Because this the access modifier of this instance variable is protected. And then I creating a simple get a name method, which is also a protected method. So by calling this method we can able to print the value of this particular variable. So I just come into our second.java file, and in second.java file I'm creating a simple second class and public static void main. Here I just want to create the object of particular first class. Obj is equal to new then first. Understand? Now I just want to write obj dot college name is equal to Saket College. Let's assume any college name, Saket College, Arts, Science and Commerce. Understand? So I just printing the, I just want to put the value of a variable that is college name, and after putting the value I just want to get the get name, calling the get name method, so we can able to access the, now you are able to see by using get name method we are able to print the value of this particular college name variable. So in first.java file I am creating two protected member, means college name variable as well as get name method. Both are the protected member of a first class, and of this particular class both member is a protected member. So out within the same package I just want to access. Why? Because first.java as well as second.java both are present into the pack1 package. Within the same package both the classes are present. So within the same package I just want to access the protected member of a particular class. So for that I'm just coming here and writing that java c dot hyphen d space dot then first.java. I just want to compile the first.java file, then I just want to compile the second.java file, second.java. There is an error, that is what, cannot find object.getName. I just want to take the, okay, I have to put the variable of the get like this. Why I'm using this get name method, which is g is a small. So for that I just again I want to compile the first.java file. After compiling the first.java I just want to compile the second.java file. So you can access, you are able to see the both the file first.java as well as second.java are compiled successfully. So I just want to open my file, so you are able to see here pack1 package is also this folder is created into Java practice folder, and if I want to open this folder, so you are able to see here, you are able to see the first dot class file as well as the second dot class file are present into the pack1 package. Means both the first dot Java as well as the second dot Java both are present within the same package. Understand? So first dot Java as well as second dot Java both classes are present within the same package. So I just want to access the protected member of a particular class within the same package. Okay, so I just want to run the second dot Java file. So I have to write first package name, pack1 dot second as well as file name. So you are able to see output is name of a college is Saket College of Art, Science and Commerce. So this is the output of this particular program. So this is example. By using this example, we are able to see, means we can able to access the protected member of a class within the same package. We are able to access that. Understand what I'm saying? Within the same package, within the same package pack1, we can access the protected member of a particular class. Okay, so this is the first case is done, which is written here, how we're able to access the protected member of a class within the same package. Now I just want to talking about the second point, that is how we are able to access the protected member of a class outside the package. With outside the package, in other package, how we are able to access the protected member of a class. For that, I have to create the child class of that particular class, so we can able to access the protected member of a particular class. So let's talk about that. Let's see for how we are able to do that. So I'm just open my command prompt as well as the first.java as well as second.java file. I'm not going to change anything here. I just comes into second.java file, and this second.java file is now present into the pack2 package. Now you are able to see pack1 package. Pack1 package contain the first.java file. Understand? So before talking about that, I just want to remove this pack1 package folder. So you are able to see there is a no folder, there is a no predefined package earlier present. No, now I just comes into here. So you are able to see first.java present into the pack1 package, which contain the protected member of a first class. Okay, I'm not changing anything here in the terms of class, first class. Second.java file now are present into the another package, that is pack2 package. So from pack2 package, I just want to access that this particular object class or object of a first class. For that, I have to import the pack1, the file pack1 dot first. I'm just import the this first class in our program. Because why I have to import? Because first dot class, first dot Java file is present into the another package. So if I want to access this particular class in pack2 package or in another package, so we have to import that. So I'm just by using import keyword, I am importing the first dot Java file in our program. And here I'm creating simple first dot object of first class, and then putting the value of a variable name in college name and get name. Both these variable as well as the method are the protected member. So this is an example how we are able to access the protected member of a class outside the package. Pack1 package contain the first dot Java file, which is contain the protected member of a class. That is string name variable or a college name variable, which is a string as a protected member, as well as get a name method is also a protected member of a first.java file. Outside the package, there is also present another package, that is pack2 package. Pack2 package is contain a class, that is second.java file. In second.java file, I'm just importing the first.java file, the first.java class in our program, and then using the particular object of using the particular member of a first.java file, which is protected member. So for that, I am just coming here and creating the object of, and then calling the method of a first.java file. So now again, I just want to compile the first.java file. So you are able to see successfully first.java file is compiled. Now I just want to compile the second.java file. So there is an error. If you are able to see here, what is the error? You have to understand what is the error provided by this particular line of code. Error is when I'm trying to compile the second.java file, which is present into another package. So there is an error at a compile time. college name has a protected access in first dot obj dot college name. Means in this particular line error is occurred. What error? Means we are not able to access the protected member of a class outside the package. And in second line also, in get name method is also has a protected access in first.java. So in this particular line also present error. So there are two error occurred in our program. Understand? So you are able to see error R tells us we cannot access the protected member of a class outside the package. Understand? In earlier means when I talking about the first point of the use of the protected member, at that moment of time I'm telling that we can access the protected member of a class within the same package as well as outside the package. But when I'm trying to use the protected member of a class outside the package, at that time error is occurred. That error is tells us we can not access the protected member of a class outside the package. So there is a restriction that I'm writing here when I'm talking about the restriction of the protected member of a class. At that time you are able to see outside the package use of protected member of a class. So for using that I have to create the child class of that particular class. Understand? Means if I want to access the member of a first.java file, first.java class which is protected, so in another package, for that I have to create the child class of that particular class. Only that we can able to access the protected member of a first.java file or first.class file. So I'm just removing all these things here, and this second.java file which is the present into the pack2 package, I have to create the child class of that first.java file. Now you are able to see this second class. This second class become the child class of first class. First class become the parents class and second class become the child class. Now if I creating the object of second class, if second.java file or second class become the child class of a first class, so child class have a what have a right to access the all members of a parents class. So by using the object of a second.java file, we can able to use the all members of a parents class, that is parents first class. So I just creating the object of second class, second. Okay, and after creating the object I just want to putting the value into the variable which is a protected member, that is named as a college name, like Guru Nanak Dev college. Let's assume this is not a college. I think I don't know what is the name of this particular college. I'm just writing, and after putting the value to the college name I just calling the get name method which is also a protected member. So you are able to see I'm just creating the child class of a particular first.java first class, and then by using the object of a child class I want to access the protected member of a particular class which is contain the protected member. Okay, so I just comes here and again I want to compile the first.java file first, which is successfully compiled. I just want to compile the second.java file. Now you are able to see first.java file as well as second.java file, both the file are successfully compiled. If I want to open my manager, so you are able to see in this java.practice folder, pack1 package contain the first class file, and pack2 package contain the second.class file. You are able to see. Understand? So means as not only the first class as well as the first .java file present into pack1 package, second .java file present into pack2 package. If you want to access the protected member of any class outside the package, so you have to create the child class of that particular class. For this definition I am just creating the child class. I am just creating the child class of this particular class. I am just creating the child class of this first class in second class which is present into the pack2 package. So after creating the child class of first.class, I am by using the object of child class I want to access the protected member of that particular class. So now I just want to run the program, that is second.java file. So I have to write java, then pack2 which is the package name, pack2 dot second which is the class name. you are able to see name of the college is Guru Nanak College. So you are able to see here how we are able to access the protected member of a class outside the package. Okay, so there is a rule in Java. If you want to access the protected member of a class, so there is a two way of you accessing the protected member of a class. First way is within the same package we can access. Second is outside the package we can access. But for using the protected member of a class outside the package, we have to create the child class of that particular class. Only that we can access the protected member of a particular class. Now let's talk about the last point of the video, or last type of access modifier. So now let's talk about the last point, that is a public access modifier, how we are able to access that. So first of all, I just want to tell you, public access modifier is a last type of access modifier in Java. So this access modifier is a very less restriction provided by this particular access modifier. Means we can able to access the public member of a class when from where we are able to access. What is the meaning of where? Where means we can access the public member of a class within the same class in which they are declared, as well as outside the class, as well as within the same package we can access the public member of a class, not only within the same package as well as outside the package. Means we can access the public member of a class everywhere where we can able to want. Means in another folder there is a, in any other package there is a public class, so we public member of a class, we can access the public member of a class within a same package as well as outside the package. Means there is no restriction of using the public member of a class. Understand? So this is the last type of access modifier. I just want to complete this. Now let's talk about the last access modifier, how we are able to access the public member of a class within the same package as well as outside the package. So for that I'm just open my command prompt as well as this particular file notepad. Now I open this. I just want to come here and removing all this predefined file which is created from my side. Okay, you are able to see this java.practice file folder does not contain any file. Now I am open the notepad as well as a command prompt. Okay, I just want to removing this line of code here, and okay, don't save, then don't save. So I just want to talk about the use of public member of a class. So I'm telling that the public member of a class, there is a no restriction. Means within the same package we can access the public member of a class, outside the package we can access the public member of a class. So now let's talk about that. First I'm directly taking the example of how we are able to access the public member of a class outside the package. Within the same package you can use that. There is no restriction. If you have a doubt how we are able to access the public member of a class outside the package, for that I am taking simple example. I am creating two file. First file name as a same file name, that is what name as a, let's assume first package, not a first like Facebook. Okay, let's assume Facebook is a class, facebook.java class, and this for I just want to create another file, another.java file, that is named as a whatsapp.java. Understand? So I'm creating two file into our Java practice folder. First one is facebook.java and second is a whatsapp.java. And facebook.java is present into a package that is named as a, let's assume FB is the package name. Okay, and then WhatsApp package present into the WH package. Understand? Or not WH but WA package, WhatsApp as well as the Facebook. So you are able to see I'm creating a two Java file. First one is facebook.java and second one is the whatsapp.java. So facebook.java present into the FB package as well as the whatsapp.java present into the WA package. So there is two folder, pack one FB as well as WA. Both package contain one file. FB package contain the facebook.java file as well as WhatsApp. WA package contain the whatsapp.java file. Okay, so I just want to come into the facebook.java file and I want to create a public class Facebook. Okay, Facebook. And here I am open is this. I am just want to create a instance member variable public int num. Okay, this is a number integer value which is a access modifier of this particular instance variable is public. Okay, so this is a public member of a Facebook class, and then I just want to create another method public void print table. Okay, I'm just creating a simple fold. I'm just creating a simple method that is named as a print table method. By using this particular method print table, we can able to print the table of this particular variable. Okay, so this is a public member, means Facebook class contain the public member. First public member is integer instance variable, and second public member is print table method. Okay, so I'm just want to do one thing here. I just want to use the for loop. For using the for loop, I just want to create a multiplication is equal to 1, and then for loop int I is equal to 1, then I less than or equal to 10, and then I plus plus. Okay, for printing the for printing the table of particular number, I just want to write system.out.println, and here I have to write like what. First I have to write num, then I have to write here multiply, then I have to write I value of I, then I have to write is equal to, means I have to write multiply and like this, and then is equal to, and here I have to write what, guess what, I have to write here mul is equal to num into I. Understand? Means num variable contain the, for example, let's say num variable contain the 2. So 2 1 are 2, I will be value of I will be incremented. 2 1s are 2, then mul contain the multiplication contain the 2. Again this loop is running, then value of I is 2 become, then 2 1 2 2 are 4, then this particular variable contain the 4. At that time this printing the message here 4. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything great here. I'm just writing this line of code for printing the multiplication table. So Facebook class contain two public member. First is the number variable, and second is the print table method. Okay, in WhatsApp.java file, I'm just want to create a public class WhatsApp class file. Okay, and which contain the main method public static void main string args. So in this main method, I just want to create the object. First of all, for using the Facebook class, I have to import that. So I just writing import, then fb.packagename.facebook class name. Okay, and here I have to create the object of Facebook class. Obj is equal to new, then Facebook. Now by using this object, I just want to what? I just want to putting the value into num variable, that is, let's assume 6. I just want to print the multiplication table of 6. So for that I have to call the method that is print table. Okay, so I'm just save this particular program. Now you are able to see, first Facebook.java file contain a printable method which is public and integer instance variable which is a public. So we can able to access the public member of a class within the same package as well as outside the package. This is an example of how we are able to access the public member of a class outside the package. So I'm just creating another package which is named as a WA. In WA package, I am creating a WhatsApp class which contain the main method, and in the main method, I am creating the object of a Facebook class and then putting the value into variable num, and then by using the print table method, I just want to print the value, print the table of particular number. So I am just want to compile this file dot which is named as a java c -d space dot, then facebook.java file. I just want to compile. So this file is successfully compiled. Again, I just want to compile the another file that is named as the whatsapp.java file. So this file is also successfully compiled. If I want to open my this folder, so you are able to see facebook.java file as well as the whatsapp.java file present into the java.practice package. But fb is a folder which contain the facebook.class file as well as wa package which contain a whatsapp.class file. Means both the facebook.class file as well as the whatsapp.class file are present into the different package. Now I just want to print I just want to run the second file that which is named as a whatsapp. So I have to write first package name, then file name whatsapp. I just want to compile. So you are able to see the what is the output of the program. Output is this. So printers, what is the multiplication table of 6? So 6 1s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18. So you are able to see we are able to access the public member of a class not only within the same package but outside the package. We are able to access that. Understand? So this is example of how we are able to access the public member of a class outside the package without creating the child class. When what is the question is, when in which condition I have to create the child class of a particular class outside the package when I am trying to use that. So this is answer is when you want to use the protected member of a particular class outside the package. So in that condition you have to create the child class of that particular class. But when I'm talking about the public member of a class, so for public member of a class there is a no restriction within the same class, outside the package, within the same package, everywhere where you want you are able to access the public member of a particular class. So this is all information about the last type of access modifier, which is public access modifier. So I'm in the beginning of the video I'm telling that there are 2 points that I want to cover in this video. First is use of access modifier on members, which is already covered all 4 types of access modifier, how we are able to access, how we are able to use these all 4 types of access modifier on the member of a class. Now in last time, that is known as a how we are able to access the how we are able to use the access modifier for outer class, how we are able to use the how we are able to use the access modifier in terms of outer class. So let's talk about this last point of the video. So I'm just open the command prompt as well as our OneNote file. So for understanding the concept of this folder, or for this particular last point, means how we're able to access, how we're able to use the access modifier for outer class. So I'm not doing anything changes here. You are able to see facebook.java file present into fb package which contain the public member, means which one contain the public.num variable as well as public.print table method, which are able to print the table of particular variable, and whatsapp.java file present into the another package that is named as a wa. In wa package I am creating the class that is WhatsApp class. In WhatsApp class, I just import the facebook.java file by using the import keyword, and then creating the object of facebook.java Facebook class, and then by using object we are able to put the value into the variable, and we are able to call the particular public member of a method of a facebook.java file. So there is the output. Now let's talk about the how we are able to access the access modifier for outer class. You are able to see in this facebook.java file, this is the outer class. Here in this example, Facebook is the outer class. In this example, WhatsApp is the outer class. So for out in terms of outer class, what is the access modifier? You are able to see I'm right here public. For in this example, you are able to see I'm writing here public. So what is the use of access modifier in terms of outer class? Now, if I want to write here like private, let's check what is the output of the particular program. And again, I just want to compile the facebook.java file. You are able to see here I'm just simple writing the private access modifier for Facebook class. I just want to compile that. So there is error. Read the message. What is the error provided by the compiler at a compile time? You are able to see error, modifier private or not allowed here, means you are not able to write the private modifier for outer class. So this is the first condition which is occurred here. Now if I am writing here like protected. Okay, now let's save the program, and I just want to compile the particular file facebook.java file. So you are able to see error is also occurred. Error is modifier protected are not allowed here, means we cannot able to write protected access modifier as well as private access modifier in terms of outer class. If I want to write the last third point, third type of access modifier, which is what? Default access modifier. If I'm not writing any type of keyword of access modifier, in this case this class become the default access modifier. Okay, if I'm using the default access modifier for outer class, so let's compile the program and see the output. So you are able to see there is a no error occurred at a compile time when I want to compile this particular file. What I'm trying to say, when we are using the default access modifier for outer class, so there is no error occurred at a compile time of on facebook.java file. So question is, when we have only two options for writing the access modifier in terms of outer class, means in terms of outer class, that is Facebook, we are only allowed, Java allowed us to use the only two types of access modifier. First one is we are able to write public access modifier, second is default access modifier, means we can only write the public keyword during creation of the outer class as well, or we are not writing any type of keyword, so by default that class become the default class. Understand? So only two types of access modifier we are able to use. That first one is public class, we are able to use public access modifier for in terms of outer class. Second way of creating the outer class is default case, means we are not writing any type of access modifier, then particular Facebook class become the default access modifier or default class. So what is the difference between when I'm creating the Facebook class as a default class, and what is the difference when I'm writing the public keyword, public access modifier for this particular Facebook class? Now let's talk about one by one. Question is, what is the difference? If I want to write here some comment, so I just want to write here like default, not I just want to write here, I just want to write on our OneNote. Okay, I just want to write here, guess what? I'm writing here default access modifier, default access modifier on outer class, and then second is public access modifier on outer class. Means only two types of possibility we are able to use. That means only two types of keyword we are able to use for outer class, means first one is default access modifier, second one is public access modifier. So when I'm using the default access modifier for outer class, at that moment of time we are not able to access this particular class outside the package. Understand what I'm saying? When I'm using the default access modifier for outer class, so that particular outer class we cannot able to access the default access modifier on outer class, so we cannot able to access default class outside the package. When I'm using the public access modifier, at that moment of time we can access the particular class outside the package. So let's see the example of the both the condition. So I'm just open the again this particular one notepad as well as our compiler, means command prompt. So if I'm writing here public keyword when I'm creating the Facebook class, and WhatsApp class are present into the Ender package that is named as the WA package, and Facebook .java file present into Ender package. If I'm not writing any types of keyword during creation of a Facebook class, then that particular Facebook class become the default class. So definition says we cannot able to access the default outer class outside the package. So let's see what is happen when I want to access this particular default Facebook class outside the package in WA4 package. Okay, so I just want to compile this facebook.java file first. So successfully this file is compiled. If I want to compile the whatsapp.java file, so let's see what is the output of the particular program. So there is error occurred at a when I'm trying to compile the whatsapp.java file. Whatsapp.java file are a file which present into another package. In that package I just want to import the first type of facebook.java file. You are able to see the output here. Facebook is not a public in FB, cannot be accessed from outside the package import FB Facebook. Means we cannot able to import the class which is present into another package. That class is a default class, means we can not able to access the default outer class outside the package. We cannot able to import that particular class. If I want to, anybody are able to import that particular outer class outside the package, so I have to create that particular class as a public. Same error is you are not able to create the object of Facebook class. You are not able to create the object of Facebook class. Why this is error? Because you are not cannot access from outside the package. Why? This Facebook is not a public in FAB package. This Facebook is not a public in FAB package. So you are able to see this type of output tells us that what this type of output tells us we cannot able to access what the default Facebook class outside the package. So this is the rule you have to remember. In terms of outer class, we cannot able to access the default outer class outside the package. If you want your class anybody are able to use in another package by importing your class, so for that I have to create that particular class as a public. If I'm writing the public access modifier for outer class, so anybody from any package they are able to import that particular class Facebook class. Why they are able to do that? Why? Because Facebook class is a public class, so people can able to access the particular Facebook dot Facebook class, because this Facebook class is a public class. Now I just want to again save this to both the file. Now let's compile the particular file. So I just want to change the number variable, so you are able to the output. I just want to put the number as an 8. Now I just want to compile the Facebook.java file, and then I just want to compile the WhatsApp.java file. Okay, so both the file Facebook.java file as well as WhatsApp.java file are successfully compiled, and now I just want to run the WhatsApp.java file. For that I have to write this command. So output here is 8 1s are 8, 8 to the 16. So the table of 8 is also is present. So this is the all information about the how we are able to use access modifier in terms of outer class. So there are only two conditions which I'm writing here. First condition is default access modifier. Second condition is public access modifier. When we are using default access modifier for outer class, so that particular class we are not able to use that particular default class outside the package. But when I'm writing public access modifier for outer class, so that particular class we can able to access everywhere, anywhere. By using the import keyword, we are able to import that particular public class and you are able to use that. So this all information about the access modifier in Java, how we are able to use all type access modifier, what is the terms and condition for each and every case. This is a private access modifier, this is a default access modifier, and protected access modifier, as well as the public access modifier. Then second point is use of access modifier on members, which is already covered in this example. And last point is use of access modifier on outer class. Only two types of access modifier we are able to apply for outer class. First one is default and second one is public. So thank you for watching this video and see you in next one. And I think your all types of doubt that are occurred in terms of access modifier are clear. Okay, so let's end the video and thanks for watching.